So we've got Masters plus 50. That's our correction there. It's our mistake. Masters plus 50 class out on the racetrack. For their sight lap, they will head back to the starting line. All these guys 50 years old. They got their great-grandfathers packing their gate, so their dad giving them those last-minute tips. My 78-year-old dad really been yelling at him all week. You're like, come on, Dad, just relax. And we are off and running. And who is that out front? Is that the number 31 of Barry Karsten? This guy finally got a hole shot. Oh, man, the world is going to stop spinning now. Barry Karsten had the hole shot, and, of course, the Kawasaki rider, John Gruey, says, not on my watch. That's hilarious. John Gruey is just put on this planet to snatch every moment away from Barry Karsten here at the ranch. Gruey is immediately checking out, and then about halfway through the moto, Barry Karsten is going to lower his lap time, 5 seconds a lap, and he will finish on the bumper of the number 70 of John Gruey. That's what's happened every single time they have raced. Ray Butt's in the house, man, coming to watch some plus 50, some Barry Karsten, John Gruey, watch these guys square off.
Oh, yeah. I'll be in that class soon.
Just how many more years?
3 more years.
Oh, awesome, man. Class of 91, 90?
89, dude. Graduated in the 80s.
Whoa.
87 right here.
You're 87, Rodney?
Yep, I'm 87. Class of.
So did you spend some extra time there? Because I'm just trying to do the math here. You're like 58, right?
I am. No. I'm actually, in reality.
But in dog years and announcing years, the amount of stress you put on your body, he's 100. So every year of Rodney's life is like 2 for the average man.
49, that's what I am.
49. Here comes John Gruey, Raymond Butts in the tower from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. How's the fantasy motocross going on? Anybody kind of starting to emerge as a potential winner of that little game we put forth on the beginning of the week?
We've got everybody filed away right now, so they're going to be going through it. Whoa, Gruey about
That's slick.
yard sailed. A little bit slick there.
Gruey just not going to chop the throttle.
Now that's a flying W.
That would have been, absolutely. He saved it. Going across the start, we got Raymond Butts again from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. We had the fantasy motocross game where you had to go in and pick who you thought would win all the different classes. Now you've got them filed away, tucked away. You got somebody looking after it, make sure nobody gets in there and writes one in and sticks it in there, because that wouldn't be cool, right?
Yeah, that would be cool.
This guy's incredible. It's Rod Stadamas. He picked every winner. That's amazing. So let's see how John Gruey did. John, 1-1 moto scores. Barry Karsten with 2-2 moto scores. 5-3 moto scores for Earl May. 4-6 moto scores for Galen Dixon. And Michael Keating with 3-7 moto scores. So I guess we'll just let this thing sort itself out to see who ultimately wins that fantasy motocross game as we watch Barry Karsten. What does this guy do? Like, it looked like Gruey was going to open up like a 10-second lead, and somehow, and the way it just always happens, Barry Karsten is now figuring this racetrack out. He got the whole shot. Gruey says, nope, I'll take that from here.
You know, I think sometimes you come out of the gate, you're uptight. It takes you a lap or two to kind of settle in and remember that you can ride and, you know, start hitting your lines.
Or maybe you're just so old you don't remember anything, and that's Barry Karsten, right?
That could be. I don't know. The older I get, the more I think about it and the slower I get.
Yeah, I don't want to fall. I'm just going to not race. That's how I do it. Gruey and Karsten, this is about as far apart as they have been all week. They're pitted next to each other. They eat at the same time, trying to date the same girl. It's just not working out at all.
In bed by 7.
In bed by 7, yep.
Up at 3.
Up at 3 a.m. Jumping on some random farmer's tractor because that's just what they do. They're not at work here, so they're going to find some work until 7 or 8 in the morning. Put a good 4 hours in of work before the day the sun even comes up. Probably pumping out some portalettes there. That's what the number 31 works on RVs, so he's just coming out, pulling the black handle on everybody's RVs, getting everybody straightened out.
A little fertilizing at the ranch.
There you go. Oh, and here he comes. Has he done it? Has he finally put together a pass? Barry Karsten. He almost puts him in the... Yes. Jason Wygant is just got his shirt off, going nuts over there for Barry Karsten. Unbelievable by the mechanics area. Finally able to put together a pass, but we all know John Gruey's not going anywhere. Wow. Finally put together. He got a whole shot. He actually passed John Gruey. Today is a good day for Barry Karsten. I think, oh, they're dancing in the streets right now, getting ready for K-Rock. These two are going to square off at K-Rock. They're going to do it right here. Through the Ten Commandments. Barry's a little quicker through here. At least he was the time that I've seen him. And now we put the announcer's curse, and he comes up short on that triple.
They look like good riding buddies.
They do, just like out having a good day, man. Just dead even in speed. Totally different riding styles. I mean, from top to bottom. Way out in Storyland. And John Gruey, that perfect 1-1 moto score is in jeopardy. But you know what? He doesn't have to win this. Barry's got a 2-2 moto score, so he's got a point to give. So they could freeze the field right here, and John Gruey would be your national champion. But I just don't see Gruey settling for a second place behind his arch rival, his nemesis. This is like Villopoto Alessi, but 80 years later. John Gruey is not done. He's running every inside line on this racetrack. He's got the inside line on some stock tips. He's got it all on the inside again. Working on Barry Carson. They're side by side. Can John Gruey do it? They're going to race to the inside and being stingy with the lines. Barry Carson, they're still side by side. Look out of there. Jason Wygant, they are right in front of you. Great call. Up and over, and Barry Carson clinging to that #1 spot. Identically, right by the billboards we go again, and Barry Carson cannot shake John Gruey. Gruey's got a good line coming up here. He'll launch the inside here. He's been doing it as Carson going for that outside move. Makes you shorter by about a ½ inch every time you land like that. And Gruey doesn't have much to give. He'll be riding the PW shaft class before you know it by the end of this moto. Jeez.
Wouldn't that be the PW over 50 class?
The plus, yes, PW over 50 class. CCs and years of age. So there's Gruey again, trying to figure out these 10 commandments. He was around when they wrote them. Off into Storyland now. They're working their way away from us. I'm glad John's a good sport. He lets us just rip him from mini O's to freestone to here. And again, Gruey is just, it's relentless. He will not leave Barry Carson alone. This race will not stop. That lap rider trying to stop John Gruey. Barry Carson doing the unthinkable, beat his arch rival. Jason Wygant squeezing in the laptop here. Oh, look at that, and there it is, the pass. How did he pull that off? John Gruey makes the pass. Barry Carson let him by, said, go ahead, I'll pass you in a minute. They have been doing this like I have not seen racing any better than this. These two guys are just magnets for each other. Through the big sweeper we go, and Gruey almost went down the front end, looked like it was going to just tuck underneath him. So now Barry Carson will sit behind John Gruey for a couple of laps. The amount of tear-offs and jerseys these guys must go through. Here comes Carson. He almost flies off the racetrack. He crosses the lines. They'll go into the billboards. It just won't stop it. Oh, Carson hits Gruey. He apologized, but he kept on going. Wow, they talked about how clean they race each other. That was definitely not intentional. He hit some braking bumps, couldn't get the rear end down.
We need a rapid replay on that.
Oh, that was amazing. Gruey having to readjust the clutch lever as he got smashed there by Barry Carson.
I want the rapid replay of video.
I want to see that.
And the audio of Kevin.
Oh, the New Jersey in him just finally came out. I think he might have cut him when he went down, too. He grabbed a knife and said, "God, tired of you beating me." That man brought a knife to a race. So let's see what the deficit is now. I'm sure by some magic they'll wind up together again, but Gruey sat on the ground for a minute. They're out into Storyland, the number 31.
With that 26-second buffer, I think they had to check the air pressure.
Yeah, and get stitches from that cut that Barry put on him there with that knife. He's from Jersey, man. They don't play clean. Now, that was definitely not a dirty move. Could not get to the brakes. They were both racing to the inside line. Gruey unable to keep it on two wheels as Karsten tapped him, we'll say.
We'll see what the court of social media says.
Yeah, that's it. They'll be the ones that really determine how this will end up. Jason Wygant has no problem with that. No problem with it at all. The Oakley Air Brake Challenge at the Oakley booth going on at the top of every hour until 7 p.m. Beat the Oakley guys at changing out air brake lenses and get free Oakley swag. Announcer, please blow up and really bring it alive right before the top of every hour. Thanks, guys.
I don't think you're supposed to read that last.
Oh, yeah. Got to bring the heat, top of every hour. That was us a moment ago. So John Gruey, I think he's still got a point or two to give as we come back through. Gruey still sits with 4 points. Karsten with 5. Probably has a baseball bat lined up for the next one. Oh, Gruey holding his left arm, man. Hopefully he's all right. Still charging away. So Barry Karsten hit him, ran a knife into his gut. Gruey goes in for stitches. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, while we got this break in the action, I need a Carla Hudo, Sophia Capps, Alex Faith, and Robert Torres to the MX Sports office trailer. They have items that might be of interest to them. So 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this. That should translate into probably a white flag coming out here in just a moment. 2-lap board is out right now.
Lap number 6, Barry Karsten, 8 seconds out front of John Gruey. After that little on-track excursion, the Michigan Mafia throwing bottles at Barry Karsten now, really not happy with what happened on the racetrack. Going to have concrete in the bottom of those Alpine Stars. It might have been. We're looking into it. Now, you can watch it on the replay. It will. It is a pure racing incident. Couldn't get to the brake, and the rear tire was up in the air for a minute before he could, because he was coming in that left-hander and really couldn't stop. Going into the 10 Commandments, Barry Karsten with the duckbill extender, a la an old pair of, or a goggle lens. John Gruey, 19 seconds back. He's going to have to settle right there. 2:07 for Barry Karsten, a 2:17 for Gruey. Michael Keating in third with that 2:12 lap time. Earl May in fourth. Alan Alford is fifth. Frank Koenig is sixth. Edgar Fodish is seventh. Galen Dixon eighth. Gary Lassier is ninth. And Ralph Bentley rounds out your top 10. The sixth lap, we have Raymond Butts, who's just trying to get older so he can jump in this class. He's up here. He jumped in the tower with us, calling the race action, finishing up our fantasy motocross chat, and that's all put away. It's tucked away. And what else is happening? You guys are done with the delivering parts, or how's that working?
Yeah, where FedEx doesn't do next day delivery on Saturday, we're kind of wrapped up with that. You know, and most people, if it's third moto and they're broke, they're probably headed home anyways. But you know, it's a fun little program. We've offered it every year, and you know, it doesn't get a ton of participation, but it's a nice little safety net for a handful of people. And
yeah, you explained it well, how if you're here, you brought everything you need, and you've got vendors here on site, but if there's something you have to have, then it's a great little safety net, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll actually, a lot of it's like OE parts. I mean, we carry all the major OE brands and have all the exploded diagrams, and if people need them, we can get them shipped in. Actually, a couple of years ago when it was real muddy, we actually had the Dunlop guys buy all of our MX-11s out of Kentucky and brought them. They sent a guy up to our warehouse and bought all of our MX-11s.
We'll take all those. Do we need them? Thank you very much for the better calls here. The checker flag is out. Barry Karsten will take the Moto win, but John Gruey will take the championship. Rodney Tomlin heading down to kind of get the skinny on what happened on that racetrack. These are going to be some good interviews. I know Barry did not do that on purpose. So New Jersey takes on Michigan. Texas finished third. Florida fourth. Virginia, South Carolina, Arizona, Massachusetts, and a pair of PAs wrap up your top 10. It's Karsten, Gruey, Keating, 1, 2, 3. As we take it down to the podium with Rodney Tomlin. Take it away, Rodney.
All right, thanks a lot, Kevin. We're down here with the Bay City bad boy out of New Jersey. Talking about Barry Karsten, and wow. Getting him a hole shot, a Bell Moto hole shot here, and also not only a Bell Helmets hole shot, a Moto Gold. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Barry Karsten taking a win here in the Masters 50-plus class. And Barry, I tell you, buddy, it was pretty spectacular out there watching that race. Got off to a good start. John got around you, but man, you really pulled out all the stops over there by the billboard. I know we had a lot of fun. Kevin and those guys had a lot of fun. Said you knifed him when he went down. Even said that you apologized to him at the same time. But, man, what went down out there, man? That was pretty exciting.
He had just made the pass on me over here. He was going wide. I was going inside. About 3/4 of the way down, he cut to the inside. I was kind of blitzing across the top of the whoops. I gave him a hey, and I came in hot and heavy. He's all right. But, man, it was harder even riding out front by myself. It was, when I'm behind him, I just go 100%, but when I was out front, I was nervous. It was tougher.
Pretty amazing how that works out, but a good week for you, man. This has been a pretty memorable week. Good battles all week, it looks like, for you.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to do good, and, everybody wants to do good, but it's a lot of effort to put in.
Who do you want to say thanks to, Barry?
Again, Bromley Suzuki, the Army and their contingency program. They keep me racing all year long, and my son, probably without a dime out of my pocket, just using contingency money to get us through the year. Dunlap tires, Arai helmets, Scott goggles, Twin Air, decal works, FMF pipes. Three hole shots this weekend. That and my Dunlap bike and my quick check gas down at the house. I bring my gas all the way from home.
Wow. So you got it all dialed in, huh?
Yeah. So Arai helmets, my family, Suzuki, everybody that comes out and makes this big race. John, for being the great competitor that he is, and congratulations to his championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Karsten, Moto Gold here at Loretta Lynn's. That's your Masters 50-plus Moto winner. We bring up next our bronze medal winner, and I think, am I correct, are we still in Michael Keating? Is that who we got in third place? Who do we have in third place? Is that you? Come on up, buddy. Let's go ahead and reset the stage here, get John's bike up. We'll get that championship ready to celebrate here in just a moment. But this guy right here, we know him and love him as Batman sometimes.
Keating, not Keaton.
Oh, it's Keating. Oh, not Keaton. Oh, that's the. We're close. Hey, Michael, I tell you, good job out there, buddy. Nice to make your acquaintance, man. Good hard-fought battle out there. Finally able to capture that third today, huh?
Yeah, I got a third in the first moto. Went down twice in the second moto. Ended up 7th, and just rode my own race today, and tried to ride smooth and get on the gas as soon as possible, and it worked out for me.
It sure did, man. Good to see you back up here. And who do you want to say thanks to?
Well, I want to say thanks to my wife. She's back home right now, holding down the fort there. And all my clients there in the Woodlands, Texas, they're all rooting for me. And as Ed would say, I'm just happy to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael. Oh, you got more?
I got a couple more, yeah. I'd like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ for taking care of me. Mike Hill is he's a Tucker distributing rep, and he's hooking me up with awesome gear, boots, helmet. So, yeah, the Answer stuff is great, guys, so go out and get you some. I couldn't be happier with it. And then the Antique Twister. I asked for prayers and thoughts for Wes's wife, Wendy, and I I think she's really appreciating that. So please keep it up, guys. And JM Racing really got the bike running good. I got the Ride Performance link on there. If you guys haven't tried it, go get it. Try it, $200, and it really makes the suspension work better. So Shock Socks is working for me, keeping my seals safe. MX Girl Graphics, that's GURL, if you guys want to get some cool graphics. And FMF hooked me up with a pipe this week, so can't thank them enough. And shoot, I think that about covers it. My Pilates studio, that's where my clients are back home, so they're all supporting me. I keep getting text messages when they can come through. But hey, I'm just happy to be here, like I said before, and it rings true. And thanks for listening to me, guys.
Thanks for being here. Go get those Pilates. You said Pilates, right? The Pilates studio. That's pretty cool. Michael Keating, ladies and gentlemen, 3rd place in the Moto. And how about it for this guy right here? Let's get his bike up here. Let's get everything set up. But let's get him his Moto Silver. And let's get him some round of applause and all of the hardware. We got this right here, the big shield here, my friend. Step on up here. We'll get everything set up behind us there while we talk there. John Gruey, congratulations to you, man. How you doing after? Oh, you are bleeding after that one. That was a dogfight right there. That was a war. You and Barry took the gloves off in that one, man.
Yeah, but it was unnecessary. He did, he could have just waited. It wasn't for the championship. Why do that? When I get upset is when there was no other outcome than what happened. He's 3/4 of a bike length behind me, and I'm 100% sure my thumbs broke. I could feel it moving out there when I was trying to ride afterwards. I got a 40-plus moto coming at 6:30. I ain't even going to be able to get on the motorcycle, and it was for nothing. He still finished second. I still won, and it's just sad that has to happen. I said it earlier this week that I feel good about racing with Barry because I don't think that's going to happen. But, but anyways, luckily I have a championship to be thankful for. And, I had some great motos this week, and maybe I can put one more together.
I'll tell you what, let's hope so, man. I hope things work out for you. John, who would you like to say thanks to?
Man, Team Babbitt's at home, Team Green Kawasaki, Fox Gear. They hook us up with 19 stuff for Loretta's. It's so sick. Decal Works, if I said Dunlop Tires, Factory Connection Suspension, Bell Helmets, Tamer Whole Shot Devices, Twin Air, Hinson Clutch Components, Renthal. Man, and, there's other people that helped me along the way, and I really appreciate it. My buddy Mikey over here helped me all week, just because he likes to help. So, Loretta's, you need help. And HPC Designs for a sick helmet they did for me for Loretta's. And, man, FMF Exhaust, the bike we're in, awesome. And anybody who's helped me, I appreciate it.
All righty, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, John Gruey. And now, to present to him the national #1 plate from the American Motorcyclist Association, Ricky Ricard. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our 2018 Masters 50-plus AMA National Champion, John Gruey. Also picking up a Bell Golden helmet as well. And with that, we go back up to the top. We got some champagne to pop and more racing action to go.